You know, I tried to make a video about this the other day. Didn't like how it turned out, so I just buried it. But there was something that happened this morning that people need to be aware of. And this wanted me to, again, redo this video and make sure people are aware. While retail is asleep right now, we're witnessing some huge liquidity injections into the crypto market. And guys, this is the stuff that is going to cause us to boom at some point. And it's a question of when, but I want to make you guys aware of this. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. They're free to do. They'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So I would argue that right now, retail's pretty quiet. It's kind of asleep, being complacent to the things that are big that are happening in the crypto market. The fear greed index right now is neutral. I would actually argue that sentiment's not that great in the crypto market. I see people, you know, trying to flame certain assets. Oh, this asset's bad because it's not moving. Everything's not really moving right now. I've seen people trying to attack me, and you guys can do whatever you want. I really don't care. But what I will say is that when we look at crypto search traffic, it's pretty much flat. Exchange app downloads nowhere in the top 200 to be seen. So it's been very quiet. It sucks. It is what it is, right? That's what a lot of the news has brought us to. But when you look deeper beyond the charts, you find the other 98% of the info that the charts are not telling you. And what we're seeing right now is huge liquidity injections into the crypto market. So what we saw this morning was actually $250 million worth of USDC minted. Now, that in itself is something that just, you know, occasionally happens, not that big of a deal. But this printing of stables has been happening at an increasing rate over the recent months. For example, this is actually what I saw a couple days ago. This happened on the 3rd. And I tried to make this video again, didn't really like how it turned out, but $1 billion in USDT was minted back on the 3rd. All right, that's a little more notable, quite a bit going on there. But when we look at what stablecoin market cap has done just over the last 2 months, it is absolutely ripping. So we have actually seen a $10 billion increase in USDT's market cap in just the last 2 months alone. That is huge amounts of liquidity entering the crypto market. But it's a question of, where is that liquidity going? Is it flocking to assets? Is it sitting in stables? It's sitting in stables right now. Yes, I'm sure some of it has gone to assets themselves, but for the most part, a lot of capital is just parked in the crypto market. It's just waiting for its moment to surge back into assets. It's waiting for some of those confirmations like we've talked about, right? Total 3 breakout, total 2 breakout, total 1 breakout, waiting for BTC dominance drop off. There's a lot of things because, again, a lot of this capital that's just sitting in stables right now is usually allocated for altcoins. Okay. Much of the capital that's been entering BTC has been entering BTC directly. It's not parking itself, waiting for dips. Obviously the BTC dips have kind of come and gone, if you will. I'm not saying we can't dip further, right? But that's what everybody is waiting for right now, is they're waiting for altcoins. But the problem is that right now, not a lot of people are paying attention to the big altcoin wave that is going to hit. So this is something that Crypto Rover posted that I think people need to be aware of. What he said is now 54 filings for US crypto ETFs with the SEC. And guys, these aren't Bitcoin and ETH ETFs, or sure, there are some of them in here, but you're talking about altcoins. You're talking about SUI. You're talking about ADA, Avalanche. You're talking about Solana and XRP. Actually, there's even more than what's listed here because I don't see the grayscale ADA spot ETF on this list. But the point I'm trying to make is right now you have all these big entities that are just positioning themselves in assets and getting all these basically front ends and ETF products in place. And then, like I've mentioned many times before, their plan is to market to the masses. They're going to push them in a big way so they can capture all the revenue from the volume that takes place. It's not really a surprising thing. That's what this has all been. It's been a big pause, right? That's why we're stuck below 7% of the world in crypto while these big massive entities just press the buy button time and time again. It's why you're seeing the enterprise accumulation so high. And guys, they're not just accumulating BTC. They're not just accumulating Ethereum. It's altcoins throughout the space. They're strategically positioning themselves for the moment that the masses are actually paying attention once again. They're not right now. It sucks. I'd love for the market to be running. I'd love for us to be doing what we've been doing in cycles past at this time. We just haven't done it because luckily for them, at least for these large entities, the noise has been loud enough. It's been enough to turn people's face completely away from crypto. We've gotten back to a point where nobody cares. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense for people. And I'm trying to be as blunt as possible on this so people understand the gravity of what type of weight this carries. Guys, we are going to see huge surges in the crypto market. We are going to see big adoption take place. And yeah, we're probably going to see a lot of it here in 2025 still. And obviously now we're into Q3. If Q1 and Q2 sucked that bad, do you really think Q3 and Q4 are going to suck? Or do you think that they're losing just a little bit of hold on the market? All right. That's what you need to ask. You can only keep the cat in the bag for so long before it gets out. And that's what we're starting to see. That's why we are starting to see, again, great bounces off of some of these local levels. That's why we're seeing sellers exhausted, right? You can get to this point where there's just a hard pivot in the market. And I believe that we're kind of in that spot right now. I'm not saying there can't be red days. Don't twist my words. I'm not saying we can't retest the lows that we saw just a few weeks back. But what I am saying is it's getting very hard to hold prices down for much longer. The more liquidity that comes in, the second we start seeing some of these ETF approvals, we start seeing rate cuts, things like that, you can get just enough spark in the market to see a little bit of a rally in terms of price. And then sometimes that's just enough to get things rolling. But just make sure you're paying attention to the things behind the scenes. That's why I do what I do here on the channel. It's not for clicks. It's not clickbait or anything like that. It's to just make people aware of all this stuff that's going on behind the scenes. That's how you navigate crypto in a much better way. And guys, this is why it's a very dangerous time to be playing games. As always, this isn't financial advice. You can do whatever the hell you want. Me personally, I haven't sold anything as of late. I'm just patiently waiting because I see this big wave that is headed towards the market, and eventually it's going to hit. So appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.